Lara?
Terrible speaking after someone like Bill Quandt. As he was speaking, I'm like checking off all the words on the notes that I'd written of things that I might want to say. I very much agree. I always come back to my first day of political science when I was an undergrad 100 years ago, when my professor said, all politics is local, that's all you have to remember. I've talked to people over the years on the Palestinian side.
You had Tip O'Neill as a professor, huh?
I had the future mayor of Tucson, Arizona. I've talked to people across the region, and there are those who will always say that we're about to have the sort of the ummah, the pan-Arabism, pan-Islamism, or pan across a few states. But at the end of the day, the interests of states always seem to be what really drive things, and the competitions. I think it was interesting that so shortly after all the Tahrir Square stuff and Mubarak's departure, we had the visit, the Turkish visit to Cairo, and that was important. It was an important signal from Ankara saying we're interested and we're ready to help, and B, we're going to own a piece of this. But they were welcomed. I mean, it was an important visit. How willing Egypt is going to be to say, okay, our model is Turkey, I think is pretty limited. Egypt remembers what it's like to be leading the region, and I suspect they're going to be eager to take that back. I'm going to end where I said I always get back to, which is the Middle East peace process. To the extent that there isn't a peace process, I think there is more room for that sort of thing to occur, because you do have we can all rally around an anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian talking point. The moment that a realistic, credible process emerges, even if it doesn't show real results in the short term, that starts to splinter. We've seen it in the past. Israel is very capable of building relationships with individual states based on shared specific interests. The Egypt-Israel peace treaty has not fallen apart, and I think most of us believe it's going to get colder and colder, but it's not going to shatter. So I do think I'm going to end the peace process and leave it there.
And I agree with Bill. I think the Arab Spring has shown us that past ideologies like Pan-Arabism or Islamism, I think they've lost their power, and this new generation, they are using a different rhetoric. And we don't know at the moment whether the Arab countries will adopt a Western style liberal democracy. But I think that religion, what kind of regime they will adopt, it won't really matter, but religion will play a very important role in the new identities of the Arab people. And I think, but this will be different. I think Turkey, when we talk about Turkish model, Turkey is important, I think, as an inspiration, because Turkey has developed its own brand of secularism that's different from European or French secularism and different from Anglo-Saxon secularism. So this is a new brand of secularism, and Egypt cannot maybe adopt that, or Tunisia or other countries might not adopt that. But I think it will just be a reminder that as Francis Fukuyama said, democracy might not be the end of history. So there might be other types of democracies and secularisms. And I think in that sense, Turkey has provided a unique example to the region.
Well, I think we've ended with some ideas that will stimulate further discussions, and Middle East, Kate and others at MEI may develop some new programming. Please stay for the reception, buy the book, and join me in thanking the panelists.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Great, fascinating.
Well, you really did
You are
mark
so
it.
interesting and smart. That was great. Hold on, I'm going to give you a card. What are you?
How are you? Good to see you.